It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
And thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's schools, where we bring together outstanding elementary and middle school students and test their science literacy. We invite you to play along and test your own. See what your science IQ is like. Today we have two outstanding schools here. We begin in this, our 38th year, our elementary school competition. So starting us out, we have two great elementary schools. First from Beacon Heights, would you say hello to Halen? Halen, you can wave to everybody at home. First time on our show. Back for his third appearance, here's Carlos, the captain. Nice to see you, Carlos. And joining Carlos, also a first-timer, Amaya is here. And they're all wearing matching shirts over there. Looks like some really tough-looking turtles on the front there. They're playing against Phyllis E. Williams, Spanish Immersion. Hey guys, good to have you here. Say hello to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's over there. She's got a safety patrol. Look at that sash over there. Very responsible young lady. And as their captain, wonderful player, Parker is here today. Her first time, but she's got that look of confidence on her. And Rebecca is here by mistake, but boy, we're really glad she's here. She has embraced Science Bowl, and I know she's ready to play. Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty. Easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10. Tougher ones worth 15, 20, 25, the toughest of them all. Both teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds of play, one of these two good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps become this year's elementary school Science Bowl champion. It's got to happen to somebody. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go with that red team. Carlos, try your buzzer for me. All right. Looks like it's working, and good luck to you and to Maya and to Halen. And Parker, how about the green team? All right. Looks like it's ready to rock and roll as well. Good luck to both teams. Are we ready to play? Yeah, they're not too excited yet. We're going to get them excited here. We're going to make them have a good time here. Just know that you've won already. You're here representing your schools. You're ambassadors. You're elite students. So sometimes the score is high, sometimes it's low. Just keep that in mind. I'm a winner. I am a winner by being here. We go alphabetically, B before P. So Beacon Heights and Carlos, let's play the bowl. Go.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Heat exhaustion, when your temperature can reach 104 degrees and you sweat profusely, is different from this similar but much more dangerous condition where sweating is minimal. Not heat exhaustion, but what? Come on, P.E. Williams.
Hypothermia.
Not hypothermia. That's a good try. Not hypothermia. All right. Heat exhaustion, temperature gets to 104, you're sweating like crazy. But if you stop sweating, it's very dangerous. You're not suffering from heat exhaustion, you're suffering from what? It's called heat stroke. Heat stroke is different from heat exhaustion. Keep that in mind in the summertime. If you stop sweating, that's very serious. Okay, go red again.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Here's your question. A newly discovered planet in our solar system, beyond ours, is surrounded by metallic clouds made of titanium, which means, like a giant mirror, that planet does this to all incoming light from its sun. Does what to that light, Beacon Heights?
Reflect.
You got that right. It reflects it right back into space. Must be a pretty cold climate there on that planet. Okay, you got some points? Go again.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. The fourth state of matter. We know that normally we talk about 3 states of matter. The fourth state of matter, which is so hot that electrons are ripped away from atoms forming a gas, makes up 99% of the universe, has the same name as the liquid part of your blood. Beacon Heights?
Plasma.
Plasma, yeah, plasma is that fourth state of matter. And there are plasma televisions too. You know, you can get those at Best Buy. All right, you're off to a fast start. Go again, red team.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. The 300-year-old oak tree that was cut down in Maryland last summer was said to be just a baby plant 25 years before George Washington was born. A baby plant is known by this S-initialed name. Beacon Heights.
Sprout.
A sprout or a seedling or a sapling, any of those. All right, Phyllis C. Williams over there, you know, if you have an inkling at all, sometimes you all want to grab that buzzer at the same time. You decide how you're going to play this game here. But the first 5 minutes, you're just kind of getting used to all this. Go again, Red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo for 20 points. Here we go. This is interesting. Because they must constantly be on the lookout for predators like sharks and killer whales, marine mammals like dolphins do this with one eye open. Phyllis C. Williams. Sleep, that's right. They use half their brain. They're always on the lookout. Good, you got yourself 25 points. Now you're on the board. Go, Parker.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Here's your question. You know, before the Federal Reserve started issuing money, every one of our states and colonies way back when had its own money. Maryland had its own money. I'm setting you up for the question. To trick counterfeiters, Benjamin Franklin would use a shiny mineral called mica on Pennsylvania's paper money, as well as the softest form of carbon that's found in a pencil for the printed words. Parker?
Lead.
Not lead, good try. What is the softest form of carbon that Ben Franklin used for the printed words on that Pennsylvania paper money? It's called graphite. Graphite. Now, most people do think it's lead. I'm sorry? What's that?
They make golf clubs out of it.
Yes, they do. Absolutely. Yes, they do. Thank you for adding that, Rebecca. All right, 110 to 70, still a very close game. Last correct answer came from the green team. Parker, you're still up.
Science potpourri for 25.
Science potpourri for 25, big one in that category. Objects with different masses will still hit the ground at the same time if they're dropped from the same height. Okay, you've got a baseball and an iron. Hit the ground at the same time. That happens because the Earth gives everything the exact same amount of this A initial factor, which is the rate of change. Beacon Heights.
Acceleration.
You got that. That's the way to do it. Good. Go. Carlos, Amaya, thank you for your help on that.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. The Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, we learned about that during the pandemic, was founded in 1946 to fight against this disease spread by mosquitoes. Beacon Heights.
Malaria.
Malaria. Malaria used to be big in this country. Now it is still around, but not nearly as it once was. Good answer there. Go again. Beacon Heights.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category. The primatologist Jane Goodall studied chimpanzees that, like us, have large brains, binocular vision, 5-digit hands, and a relatively poor sense of this, which is stronger in most other mammals. Beacon Heights.
Smell.
Smell, that's right. We don't smell, well, sometimes we stink, but we don't smell as well as other animals that depend on that for hunting prey. The buzzer is rung. We've come to the end of the first round. Beacon Heights has 175. Phyllis E. Williams has 70. We'll be back with round two and a get-to-know-you session with our players in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Ball. Hope you're enjoying this game between Phyllis E. Williams and Beacon Heights. 6 outstanding young people here, and Carlos has some experience, but most of these students today are rookies at this, and they're doing a fine job. It's a little intimidating here with all these lights in their eyes and this guy up here throwing all these big questions at them, but they're acquitting themselves beautifully. Let's find out about them. Halen, nice to have you here today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're representing Beacon Heights. Why did you want to do this?
Well, the reason why I wanted to do this is because I've always been interested in learning more things about science since it's my favorite subject and I just like learning about it.
Well, you're in the right place then. And we can tell you know an awful lot about science. I know you've prepared well for this. And what do you do in your spare time?
I like to draw and like play games in my free time.
Yeah. It's always good to have some kind of diversion. And are you looking to a career yet?
Yeah, something that has to deal with space, like an astrophysicist or an astronomer.
We were talking about that. And, you know, space it's always been the next frontier, and it continues to be because even though we've been to the moon, there's so much more beyond that, so much more beyond. Good luck in that. Carlos, nice to have you back. This is your 3rd time on the show here. Why do you want to come back? Why do you like the show?
Because I love science.
Yeah, that's a good reason, and we love having you back because you have demonstrated how much you know and your scientific acumen here. It's just wonderful. You told me you're still thinking about your career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to come up with that. You're a disciplined young man. What do you do in your spare time?
I play soccer and I play video games.
Yeah, and let's pay tribute to some of the other VIPs at Beacon Heights. Who is your coach?
Mr. Brown.
The one and only Mr. Brown. You know, he's the one who is, he's the biggest cheerleader of all for this team here. And who's the principal at Beacon Heights?
Dr. Walker.
Dr. Walker. She is also a big Science Bowl fan, and we appreciate what she does and Mr. Brown does here. Do you have any alternates on your team? Can you give me their first names?
Lauren, Joshua, and
Help them out, girls.
Lakon.
All right, you pulled them all. Yeah, you're a great captain there. Nice to have you, Carlos. Amaya, nice to have you with us today. Why'd you want to do this?
I wanted to be on Science Bowl because I'm really interested in science and I like watching science shows.
Aren't there great shows on TV? You know, so many of them, and some of the ones that take you to different parts of the world, and those that do experiments. You can go on YouTube and you can find just about any kind of science experiment on there. Have you narrowed it down? Would you like to be? Halen wants to do something in space or in physics. If you have any part of science appeal to you particularly?
The kind of science that I'm really interested in is forensic science and also like science that deals with the brain.
Very good, yeah. Another frontier that we don't know an awful lot about. Even though we all have brains, we still are not quite sure how they work. What do you do in your spare time, Amaya?
In my spare time, I talk to friends and I sing.
You sing, yeah. And you were in a chorus, and we can see you on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
We're going to look for you, Maya. You're doing a nice job here today. Phyllis Williams, nice to have you guys here. Let me start with Parker. And Parker, good to have you with us today. You're doing a nice job. Tell us who your principal is.
Miss Rogers.
Miss Rogers, and she's here today. Yeah, talk about cheerleaders. Yeah, Mr. Brown's a cheerleader. And yeah, Miss Rogers, she brought her own pom-pom today. She's so behind you guys. And who's your wonderful coach?
Miss Lamond.
Miss Lamont. And she has been coming here for many years, and your school was a silver medalist just a couple years ago. Yeah. So Wendy does a wonderful job with you guys. Tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time, Parker?
I like to draw.
You like to draw?
I just draw and read.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Like an animator, maybe?
No, not really.
Yeah. Any alternates on your team? Can you give me the first names?
Maya, Mason, and Abigail.
Wonderful. And would drawing lead you to a career, perhaps? Or are you thinking something else?
Maybe art therapy.
Yeah. Adults like to ask kids these questions here. My apologies. You know, some of you probably haven't thought that far ahead, but you know, all these experiences you have, something might click. We call it an epiphany. Maybe you go, wow, I could maybe want to do that one day. You're playing a nice game here. Brooklyn, nice to have you here, young lady. She's a safety patrol, and you do bus duty sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So you have a big responsibility there. And you want to get into fashion design, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get interested in that?
Maybe when I was around, like, when I first turned 10, and I got my, like, sketchbook, and I started wanting to draw design.
Very nice. Because everybody wants to look the best they can, you know, and fashion people and stylists, they help make that happen. It's good for the ego. It's good for confidence. Why'd you want to be on the show, Brooklyn?
Because I wanted to learn more about science.
Yeah. Are you learning some things?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. We're very happy to have you here today. And Rebecca, I said at the top of the show that you were here accidentally. Tell people at home what I meant by that.
Well, I did not put my name on the paper.
This was like the sign-up sheet.
Yeah, I didn't put my name on it.
Yeah.
But since I'm just good at science, I guess I just got in.
Yeah, see, your talent preceded you. See, the teacher, the coach probably said, no, wait a minute. Rebecca would be good on that team, even though your name was not on there. We're real happy to have you here. Mm-hmm. What do you want to do someday, Rebecca?
I want to be a scientist, like a doctor or a science and math teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, but now we have, when I was your age, it was just science. Now it's STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So you have so much to pick from and so many different careers that we did not imagine way back when.
I like technology too, but I did not put that on the paper because there wasn't enough space. I really like technology.
That's wonderful.
I want to learn some like really nice mods in Minecraft.
Okay.
So I can just make the game a little bit more interesting.
Very good, very good. Well, you wrote a nice form for me here, and thank you for the additions to that. All right, it is time to get back into the game here. Phyllis E. Williams has 70. Beacon Heights 175. Last correct answer from the red team. So, Carl, let's hit it. Go.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Older people often have trouble absorbing vitamin B12 since their stomachs have much less of this acid than when they were younger. What's that acid in the stomach, Carlos?
Hydrochloric acid.
You got that right. Symbol HCl, hydrochloric acid. Nicely done. Go again, young man.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo for 15. Among the few mammals on this earth that are venomous, mammals that are venomous are the tiny shrew and this Australian creature that looks like it's part bird, otter, and beaver. Phyllis E. Williams.
Platypus.
Platypus, that's right. Duckbill platypus. Thanks for your assist on that, Rebecca. Good. Go, Parker. Green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Which one?
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri?
Yeah.
15 points. Here we go. While using a deodorant to cover up the smell of a sweaty armpit, to stop the sweat itself, you need to apply one of these A-initialed chemicals. What are those called, Carlos?
Antiperspirant.
An antiperspirant, absolutely right. That literally clogs up those pores. Not necessarily a good thing, but you know, we folks don't smell so good sometimes. Good answer. Go, Carlos.
Body systems for 25.
Body for 25. Big one in that category. Big word. I'll explain it. Horripilation. Sounds like a horror movie. Horripilation, otherwise known as goosebumps, occur when tiny muscles in your skin cause these F-initial structures attached to the hairs to pop up. F-initial. Come on, Phyllis E. Williams, let's get these points. You need them.
Passing it to Rebecca.
Come on, Rebecca.
Filaments.
Oh, that's a good try. Not filaments. What are those F-initial structures called attached to your hair that pop up when you get goosebumps?
Pass it to Amaya.
Come on, Amaya.
Fragments?
Oh, that's another good try. They're called follicles. Follicles, hair follicles. Yeah. After you hear, oh, why didn't I know that? It's like when you play Jeopardy at home. Why didn't I know that? Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 25.
Which one?
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25. Big one in that category, teams, is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please. Teams, you might remember a few months ago, 3 men died as they were going down to find the Titanic, and what they were in exploded. That sets you up for this question. The doomed Titan submersible that those men were in was crushed by water pressure, most likely because what they were in was shaped like a pill, like a tablet, and not shaped like one of these S-initialed round shapes.
Sphere.
Again?
Sphere.
A sphere, absolutely. That's the Alvin submersible. That's what we wanted to hear. Got yourself all those 25 points. Okay, Phyllis E. Williams, come on, you see what you got to do. Go.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. That's the way to play the game. The photosynthesis process in plants can be started by just one of these P-initial units of sunlight. Tough question. A photon. A photon. One photon is enough to start photosynthesis. Go again, green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Another visual. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Prince George's County is asking fishermen to check their equipment for any trace of an invasive F-initialed water plant that, like its well-known forest relative, reproduces by spores instead of seeds. Beacon Heights.
Ferns.
Ferns, yes, that's the mosquito fern, and it is an invasive plant. So if you see it, no one's going to say anything to you if you get rid of it. It is not supposed to be here. Good answer, go red.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25. Big one in that category, teams, is as follows. After England's long ago King George III gave William Herschel, who was an astronomer, a castle and a large reward for finding this planet, the 7th from the sun. Beacon Heights. What you got?
Uranus.
Uranus is right. Halen was counting on her fingers over there. That's right. They were going to call Uranus George in honor of that man, but they settled on Uranus. Good answer. Good. Go red.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20. It was 34 years ago that Tim Berners-Lee founded this, abbreviated the WWW, that revolutionized the way we live online. WWW stands for what? Beacon Heights.
Pass it to Amaya.
Amaya.
World Wide Web.
You got that. I saw the light bulb go on over your head. World Wide Web it is. Nicely done, young lady. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. Question is as follows. The northernmost of the Galapagos Islands, as well as the largest city on Australia's northern coast, are named for this famed evolutionary scientist. Beacon Heights.
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin it is. Yes, indeed. One of the most famous scientists ever. Good. Go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. Multiple choice. While something related to a symbol is iconic, what similar sounding adjective describes positively or negatively charged atoms that make up molecules? Are they called ionic, isotopic, or isomeric? It's a lot to remember.
Ionic.
Ionic, that's right. Ions, absolutely. Positive and negative ions. Good. Good playing, guys. Go.
Body systems for 10.
Body, 10 points. With its ascending, transverse, and descending portions, this C-initialed body organ is otherwise known as the large intestine. Phyllis C. Williams.
Colon.
Colon, that's right. Thank you, Rebecca. I saw you jump on that one. Good answer. Good. Go, Parker.
Green things for 10.
Green things, 10 points. If a group of people are strong supporters of a cause or a politician, they're said to be like the roots of this plant that's the green of your front lawn. Beacon Heights.
Grass.
Yeah, they're called grassroots supporters. Exactly right. Good. Go.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. You can now buy plush toys known as squishmallows that are shaped like owls and foxes and hedgehogs, and these South American pack animals that are known to spit. Beacon Heights.
Alpaca.
Alpaca, and we also would have taken llamas, either one of those. Good answer. Good.
Science for 10.
Dateline, 10 points. Astronomer Edmund Halley was immortalized by having one of these heavenly bodies named for him, one that looks like a dirty snowball with a tail. What do you call that, Beacon Heights?
Comet.
That's a comet, the Halley's Comet. You got it. Everybody seemed to know that one, yeah. Dirty snowball is the trigger. Go.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. A spelling bee pronouncer, which I am, will give a word's definition to a speller, use it in a sentence, and give the part of speech. But I will not give the words what? A word that also means this part of a plant beneath the ground. Beacon Heights.
Root.
Yeah, I won't give you the root word. Sorry, no matter what you ask. Go.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade, 5 points. 2-part answer. The Florida Everglades is the only place on Earth where both of these very large, similar-looking reptiles live side by side. Beacon Heights.
Alligators and crocodiles.
Yeah, the gators and the crocs, they don't like each other. They give each other distance, but you'll find them both in the Everglades. Nicely done. 4 questions left. Go, Red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems, 5 points. The advice to stand up straight and not to slouch is so that you will improve this P initial condition. Parker.
Posture.
Posture, absolutely right. Good, go.
Let's get physical.
Let's get physical for 5 points. To illustrate the second law of thermodynamics that states that everything on Earth is destined to irreversibly break down, scientists often use this nursery rhyme character that had a great fall and couldn't be put back.
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty, put back together again, yeah. Okay, good, go. You're finally smiling and laughing over there. I'm glad to see that. Go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. In a car commercial featuring the song Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, instead of Pumbaa the warthog walking across the road, there's one of these barnyard porcine relatives walking across the road. Phyllis C. Williams.
Pig.
A pig. Last question of the game. Dateline for 5. Here 'tis. Eunice Foote discovered that this major greenhouse gas heats up more quickly than other gases and is responsible for trapping heat close to the Earth. We're all worried about this gas. Come on, Beacon Heights.
Carbon. Carbon dioxide.
That's what I want to hear, carbon dioxide. And we've used up all those questions. We've come to the end to of an exciting game. And we'll be back with a wrap-up in just one moment. Don't you go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. What a great game here today. A lot of students playing this game for the very first time, and their scores, though, you can see different because we had a really experienced young man on the team from Beacon Heights. Let's have a nice round of applause for Beacon Heights with 335 points. Congratulations, Beacon Heights. Carlos, you're the man over there. Tell us who you brought with you.
My coach, Mr. Brown, and my art centers are Lauren, Joshua, and Olalekon.
And Amaya and Halen, boy, you were great additions to this team. You know, we're anxious to see you come back and play again. Let's have a wonderful round of applause for that Phyllis E. Williams team over there. You can see why they were silver medalists once before. And Parker, would you do the honors? Who's standing back there?
We have Mason, Maya, and Abigail.
You were the shadow team out there. I bet you were down there yelling the answers out too. Miss Lamond is here, and their wonderful principal is here. She's got a pom-pom. She is a cheerleader. Miss Rogers has been with the school system many, many years, and yet she is such a young-looking woman over there. We love having you here, and thank you for all your support, Phyllis. And thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time right here on the Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.